What's up, everyone? Welcome into Legacy Maker Sports Network 3-Putt Golf Show. I want to talk to you about the Rbc Heritage Tournament and the Zurich Classic going on this weekend in New Orleans. What a time it is going to be. Before we get started, of course, I got to let you know, check out 3-Putt Golf Show on the Facebook page. We just started this page. It got 90 members or so right now. But if you want up-to-date knowledge about what's going on in the golf world, today, the International President's Cup captain announced his 4 assistant captains. We're bringing you that information. I'm putting it out there for you. Check us out on 3-Putt Golf Show on TikTok. We're putting it out there. I'm wanting you to know exactly what's going on in the golf world so you're up to date and know what's going on tour, and not just what's going on tour, but who are some names that you're going to have to watch out for on this Corn Ferry Tour that are about to be in the PGA next year and who can really make a name for themselves and start building a career for themselves. So check us out. Articles drop usually on Sunday nights after the tournament's ended with my recap of what has happened. And then the videos come out Tuesday, Wednesday, later in the week, so that way we give you that preview of the next tournament as well. Let's go and start with the Rbc Heritage. What a time it was. A lot of great, beautiful looking holes out there. 18 with the lighthouse in the back, and all you got to do is aim for the lighthouse on your drive and your shot towards the green into the lighthouse. And what a beautiful scene it was to see. Now, one thing you saw if you watched this golf tournament was you saw a lot of water. And you may think, oh, that's just golf course ponds. I mean, there's nothing to it. They just got a couple of bass in there. If you're like me, every water, you're like, hey, there may be some good bass in there. But no, this one, I'm not for sure. Don't quote me. I'm not for sure what it was. But they had alligators. They had crocodiles, one or the other or both. They had them in there. So players had to worry about that. Now, I know it's not the only golf course on tour that has them, but, it was one that we got to see. And this one came out of South Carolina. We got to see these animals on the golf course, sunbathing, and players having to keep their drives a little straighter to stay away from them. We also had an appearance from a deer. Jordan Spieth was getting ready to hit his shot towards the green, and a deer started running in the middle of the fairway. Now, that's something that you don't see every day. I mean, some courses, I'm sure you probably see, and it's nothing new, but seeing it on TV definitely can raise some eyebrows for some, because they're like, whoa, where are they playing at? They're playing in the woods. But it was fun to see. It was fun to see the players have fun. And more importantly, I want to say I was right in a way. I'll tell you that. I was right in a way. I did pick Patrick Catley to win. I felt like he really had it in him. But he did what I said he was prone to do. He's prone to lose it, and he's also prone to lose it in the playoff. And that's exactly what happened here. You see his bunker play on that last playoff hole just did not quite get it done. And he missed opportunities throughout the whole weekend. It's not just that one time. It's not just that one playoff shot out of the bunker that went way past the hole, leaving him like 30 feet for a birdie, for his birdie putt. No, there was a lot of times where he just couldn't make putts, and that's what it came down to. He only made one 8-foot putt the whole week, and that came on the 17th hole in the 4th round. If you're not making putts at a good distance, 8, 10, 12, 15 feet, if you're not at least making some of them, you're not going to be competitive. You shouldn't win the tournament. The guys that win tournaments are the ones that are able to make putts, and only one putt. Get up there, knock it in, not even have to 2-putt. And if you're 2-putting for par, which Patrick Cantlay did that. He was the second round leader going into the 3rd round. He did extremely well. He birdied the last 4 holes of his 2nd round. But if he did not stick it close for a birdie opportunity, he wasn't going to make it. And that's ultimately what ended up costing him in the end. Now, before we talk about Jordan Spieth, I want to talk about Harold Varner III. Harold Varner III, if you have not heard about him, he is a player, y'all. He is going to get things done in the future. It's only a matter of time before he gets his first win on the tour. And when he does, it's going to be something very special and magical. I like seeing him out there in his Jordan attire and his North Carolina colors and his purple polo on a Sunday. But this dude's golf game is remarkable. He's able to move the ball in a way that only a professional can. That's why he's at where he's at right now, because he's able to do such special things. Now, he did have the lead going into the last round. Him and Shane Lowry were neck and neck, and Shane Lowry eventually got the lead and had a pretty sizable, comfortable lead, a couple of shots. But it came down to right at the turn. He tried to rescue one of his errant shots that went way left of the green, and it just kept going. And it eventually just went in the water, and he just couldn't quite get it going. After that, it was a little like bad shot after bad shot, and it was a couple of whole stretch where he just couldn't find it, and it really started to show where he was losing it. Another name that surprised me, Erik van Rooyen. This dude is a putting machine. He reminds me of my father and a lot of amateur golfers that aren't quite comfortable with their chipping, so they put it from 5 feet off the green, and that's exactly what he did. I'm not saying he's not comfortable with the chipping, but he was putting it from 5 feet off the green and putting it close. Like, he had absolute confidence in what he was doing and was showing people that, hey, there's more than one ways to skin a sheep. Like, hey, I can do this way too. And he definitely proved to me and proved to many others that he is a force to be reckoned with, and his putting skills are very superb, and he's very consistent. Yes, he had the lead after the first 9 on the final round, and it kind of slipped away from him. But I believe that's going to come with some a little more experience in those times. He's going to be able to pull it out. And he's definitely going to win, if not this year, next year, whenever he's coming. He's a great South African golfer, and definitely plays, I feel, a little bit like Louis Oosthuizen, who's a South African who's really worldly known in the game of golf. Keep an eye on him. He's a name that you're going to want to keep an eye on, especially if you're seeing him at the top of the leaderboard when it comes to a Saturday, a moving day, or a Sunday, championship Sunday. Now I want to talk about Jordan Spieth. I didn't think Jordan Spieth had it figured out yet. He's going to a new swing and a new swing routine. If you look at his routine, it looks like he's going to hit the ball, in all honesty. It looks like he's going to hit the ball, and you're kind of like, that looks different. That's not the Jordan I knew from 2015. No, but, this swing change is going to be really, really good for him. He won last Easter at the Valero. He won this Easter at the RBC. Next Easter, it will be at the Masters. He'll be going for 3 Easter Sundays in a row. Now, while we're talking about the Masters, he missed the cut the week before at the Masters. He missed the cut, a tournament where he once won and where he almost won another and had a famous meltdown at 12. He missed the cut. And yet, there's a chance that he can make not only Masters history again by winning it another time, but he can win 3 Easter Sundays in a row. But I want to get back to on his golf swing. His golf swing is pure. Yes, it does look different, but you can tell he's getting more and more confidence as he's using that golf swing. The confidence is building, and when the confidence builds, his scores are going to continue to drop. And that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing somebody at the height of their confidence, not at the height. He still has more to get to, because nobody was ever convinced that he had it solved yet. I didn't. I don't think he kind of did it in his press conference before the tournament began. He's like, we're not having the results that we want, but we're working hard, and we're going to keep trusting the process. And that's all it takes, is trusting the process. So he's not at the height of his confidence, but his confidence has skyrocketed, especially after this win, first win as a father, which is a big thing. I mean, it's different to win on the tour, and it's different to win for yourself. But when you win on the tour and you have not just a wife, but you have your son to celebrate with, it's definitely going to leave a moment in his life that he's never going to forget. So I am glad that this is getting reported that, hey, it's his first win as a father, because that's huge, not just as an athlete, but as a father, as a person. It's a big accomplishment. One thing with Jordan that I was like his swing routine, he was able to gain 4 strokes by his drives with his new swing. That's a legit stat from this past weekend. 4 strokes is what he gained from his change in his swing. But one of the things that shined ever so bright was his bunker play. And I mean, he holed out a couple during this tournament, but I want to take you to the playoff hole against Catley. This dude hit it and stuck it within a foot of the hole. Now, rewind back to the end of round 3. He missed an 18-inch putt. He missed a putt within 2 feet where he took a run at the cup, missed it. Well, let me tap in my par, and it lipped out. He went from par to bogey, and he dropped a shot. I thought that was going to come back and bite him in the butt, and it almost did. I'm not saying it almost didn't. It almost did come back and get him. But at the end of it, he was able to do enough, and a lot of it had to do with his bunker play. Don't get me wrong. He putted extremely well. He putted how you need to putt to win a championship, not like Patrick Cantlay did and what he displayed. But Jordan Spieth, his miraculous wonders this week were his change in swing and his bunker play. He could sell millions of DVDs out there on how to play bunkers by the display that he put out there this weekend. This is why he is the 2022 RBC Heritage champion, because of all of this coming together, but coming together when it needed to happen most. He made the shots that needed to happen the most. I got to talk about my man, Sahith Theegala. He ended the tournament on a very sour note, but he made the cut. He's somebody who's going to eventually get this win. A lot like how Tony Finau, people were wanting him to get his win, and people were rooting for him so much, and he finally got it. This is how Sahith Theegala is going to be. I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping that he can get it turned around. And what a chance to turn it around other than the Zurich Classic. This is what we have going on this weekend. It's an exciting tournament. The Zurich Classic is taking place in New Orleans. And I say it's exciting because, you know, being an amateur golfer, you go out there with your buddies, you're going out there to have fun, and you're like, hey, well, let's play teams, us two versus you two. Well, what format are we playing? Well, best ball, alternate shot. Well, what do you want to do? Well, just like you would with your buddies on the golf course every other Saturday, every day. These players are doing that this weekend. It's no longer an individual competition. This is a competition where you are a team. You are paired with somebody, and you are a team going up against all the other teams. You got to make the cut still. There's 160 players. There's 80 teams. You got to get it done. And this is a foursome tournament. That's what it is. So you're going to be paired with the partner, and you're playing best ball the first and third round of the tournament. So that means you and your partner hit a ball. You go out there and you take the best ball. You get two shots at every shot on the golf course. Well, the second and fourth one, you're playing alternate shots. So you're playing off your partner's shot. So it's very important with who you're being paired with. Last year, Cam Smith and Mark Leishman won the Zurich Classic. Both Australians, both got the job done, scored really low, and were able to take advantage of having that chemistry between one another already. My pick this year is going to be the Collin Morikawa and the Viktor Hovland team. These guys are absolutely game changers in the world of golf, and they're going to be around for a very, very, very long time. I can assure you that. And these guys, they both have tendencies to stray away and have those errant shots. But the thing is they're going to play off each other really, really nice. Collin Morikawa does phenomenally well around the greens. Viktor Hovland, when he struggles, his struggle comes around the greens. I mean, I'm pretty for sure I just saw a video of him not being able to chip it on the green and going by the hole like 3 times. So having Colin Morikawa to offset him and help him is going to make this combination really make a click and be able to make a chance at the Zurich Classic Championship. Now, that goes with saying that is my pick. But do not be surprised if you see Scottie Scheffler, who's with Ryan Palmer, and then win this tournament. And I say that because Scottie Scheffler's already won 4 of his last 6 starts. I mean, the dude's red hot. He took the week off after the Masters to celebrate with his wife, watch The Office, eat some pizza, as what he says he loves to do with his wife and during his free time. But right now, he has a really good chance at being 5 of 7 out of his last starts, with being paired with the very young and very determined Ryan Palmer. Another matchup to keep an eye on, like I've talked about him earlier at the RBC Heritage, Harold Varner the second is going to be with Bubba Watson. You had, again, it's kind of like a Colin Morikawa and Victor Hovland. You have this team who is going to be able to feed off each other. You know, Harold Varner is starting to become one of his own around the greens, but having somebody like Bubba, who's known for these famous crazy shots, just like the Masters when he won it the first time, is going to be able to allow him to be in a position that's really going to allow him to succeed. And it's going to be nice to see them play with each other and feed off of each other. And they're both very energetic guys. They're very sophisticated about the game of golf and very well-rounded. So to see them two partner up is very exciting. There's a lot of great partners in this tournament. And, you know, I talked about him earlier. Sahith Theegala, keep an eye on him. I'm going to be talking about him quite a bit over the course of this show because, I mean, I'm going to be honest with y'all. He gave my daughter a picture when we met him and signed the flag for my son. Same with Tony Finau. Those two are the ones that I kind of have a soft spot for. So, you know, I'm always going to have to mention them. But Sahith Theegala is with Ben Hostler this weekend. And, you know, it's one of them tournaments that you don't have to be a big name to win. You don't have to have done good there to win. You're partnered with somebody. You know, if the chemistry's there, anybody can win. That's what makes this tournament so nice. That's what makes this tournament so special. Well, that's the end of the show, y'all. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you listening if you're listening. Check out the Zurich Classic this weekend. Colin Morikawa and Victor Hovland are hands down going to be right there at the leaderboard when it comes Sunday to play the alternate shot and have a really good chance at winning the tournament. Scottie Scheffler, Masters champion, #1 in the world, #1 in the FedEx standings. He is hands down going to be a force to be reckoned with even in this. I know it's not individual, but, you know, right now he's on fire. And I don't know if there's going to be anything to stop him, but we shall see this weekend. Before I let you go, don't forget 3Putt Golf Show on the Facebook page, on TikTok, on Twitter, and Legacy Maker Sports Network Facebook page, YouTube. The video to this podcast will be up on YouTube. Just look up 3Putt Golf Show or Legacy Maker Sports and search for the 3Putt Golf Show. Until then, we'll see you next week.